Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending upon where you are in the world. We're going to see if Facebook is going to allow this to happen. I tried it. All right. Okay. I think it finally worked, guys. Facebook, I started the live exactly on time, and 4 seconds in, it told me my live had ended. So I decided to try again. Let's see if this is going to work this time. I hope people will show up. I hope it's even showing up to all of you. Let's see what happens here. I don't know. There's one person. All right. It looks like maybe we're starting. Let's see. Somebody. Okay, I got a few people here. All right. Let's see what we got here. Hi, everyone. Anybody going to say hello to me? Facebook has been slightly wonky on me already tonight, so we're gonna do our best to get through this evening. Does anybody want to say hi to me tonight? We're gonna talk about the truth behind being a psychic. That is me. I am Elyse Ann Psychic. I only have a few people here, so I'm gonna wait just a few minutes. As people come in, if you can comment. I hope you're not having problems commenting. There we go. All right. Woo! I was a little worried there for a moment. Starting to flow in. Hello, Angelo. Hello, Will. Hello, Anna. And hello, Larry. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here this evening. We're here this evening for Table Talk Thursdays. And tonight we're going to talk about the truth behind being a psychic. I am a psychic. I have been. Forever and ever. And by the way, before I really get into the whole conversation here, I see there's maybe a few people that are new to me here. So this is an interactive forum. It's called Table Talk Thursdays, and every Thursday we pick a different topic to discuss. And like I said, this evening is going to be the truth behind being a psychic. But hey, if there are any topics that you want covered, metaphysical, inspirational, or spiritual in coming weeks, please let me know. I do this to be of service. This is information I've taught in the past that from my own experiences and all the client readings and sessions I've done over the last 20 years. And so, hey, Jen, hello, hello. So, it's a fun forum. I don't know if some of my new people are still here. I know sometimes people think these are readings, but tonight is not readings. So, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to start out talking about energy and what it means to us as psychics and how we interact with energy as psychics. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? So always remember, guys, I really want to see the questions, the comments, share your experiences. Hey, Emma. Hello, hello. Good morning to you. In England, it's freezing. Ooh, I hope you're all bundled up, love. Glad you're joining us. So let's talk a little bit here. Let's begin with talking about the energy. As you know, okay, everything is energy, or hopefully you do know this. And as a psychic, we are working with energy at all times. Now, we as human beings exist in the energy, period. I mean, you do, I do, we all do. And we all have certain connection and psychically with the energy and so forth. And so what is the difference between you interacting with the energy and someone like me who's a psychic who does this as a living? There we go. Well, because we, as a psychic, okay, as I speak about a psychic, I'm going to speak from my own perspective and experiences. All right, I'm not speaking for any other psychic. I will never say that I will, because I don't believe in that. But this is from where I stand. As a psychic, we immerse ourselves much, much deeper. It's almost like, for an example, that Spirit is giving me. You know, when you yourself, let's say, just out there in the world and you're interacting, you're intuitive, you're psychic, you have some abilities, you're not doing it as a profession. Some of the things that I do are good for you too. However, how I want to equate it is this. Let's say as human beings, we're just out there, interacting with the energy because it is what it is. It's energy, and that's what we do. So let's equate that to being in the 3-foot side of the pool. You're in the kiddie part of the pool. You can just stand there and deal with the energy, right? But when it comes to psychics, we do the deep dive, guys. We go all the way in. And we go about as deep as we can get. When I say deep, I'm using the analogy of the pool, the swimming pool. But it just means what vibrations are we connecting with? And this is where this is going to be good for all of you, because you can also take some of these things I talk about and apply it to yourself, because the tools are the tools. And to the degree you might need to do it or not do it. All right? So when I do my work every day, before I do my work, I set up with my spirit team and with the energy and the energies that are out there. I set everything up. I have my boundaries, I have my setups, I have my expectations, things like that. And so what do I mean by that? You may have heard me say this before, but I always connect with the highest vibrational beings. Because, guys, we are connecting to energy. It is the universal energy of one. And what happens is there are all different frequencies of energies within that energy. Hey, Ruth, how you doing? Welcome. I'm glad you're joining us. So the importance is to understand that all those vibrations do exist. And when I say those vibrations, I use the terminology lower and higher vibrations, because that is the truth of it. The lower a vibration, the frequency is vibrating, the lower it's vibrating, it's more earthly bound. It's a lower vibration. It's more in the negative realm, okay? When we talk about the higher vibrations, that is where the vibration, the frequency is very high, and that's where you're going to find your God source, your masters, your angels, your own spirit team is in those higher vibrations. Now you may be thinking, well, don't they just know, or don't you just know doing the work that you do? I want to say yes and no. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. I'm so glad you're joining us. And don't forget, everybody, tag people in the comments, invite them on over, and don't forget to like and follow my Elyse Ann Psychic page, all right? So when I say yes or no about knowing the vibrations that we're connecting into, well, first of all, I almost want to say I don't play Russian roulette. So what does that mean? Yeah, I'm very tuned in. And when I say yes and no, there are what we might call the trickster type vibrations. Now, when I talked about low and high, higher vibrations, some people use the term good and bad, evil and good. I don't use that type of terminology, because to me it's more in judgment, which is fine, but this is not where I sit. And so those lower vibrations can be what you might call tricksters. Okay, so they're not, it's if you can equate it some to human beings. There's some people that really have the morals and the values and abide by the law, let's just say, for sake of explanation. And then you have those that don't abide by the law, let's say, and maybe they don't have the best morals, or what have we. So we have two different, we have this different energy in the universe, but we also can maybe understand we have all kinds of different people on the planet too. And so it's about setting up your boundaries as to what you'll accept. So in other words, let's just say, I don't want to put across judgment. It's a little hard to come up with kind of a good explanation. But let's just say we have our more crime-ridden areas versus our less crime-ridden areas, okay? So as a human being, you're going to probably avoid as much as possible the more crime-ridden areas. Well, it's kind of the same in the energy world, in the universal energy that we tap into. We're going to avoid our lower vibrations by not visiting them or not allowing them into our space. So we don't want to go to their space, and we don't want them to come into our space. And so it's about setting up intentions. I do all kinds of I don't know if you want to call it prayer, ritual, but I talk to my spirit team every morning, and I put my intentions out there that I will only connect with the highest vibrational beings. Some of the other things, oh, Will, thank you, sweetheart. Yes, my name is Elyse Ann. Thanks, Will. Sorry, I got distracted for a moment. Okay, I was talking about some of the ways I set things up. And this is important for all of you too, because you can do the same thing. Just because you don't do the work that I do doesn't mean that these tools are not great for you too, because energy is energy. But what I'm trying to say is that as a psychic, we go deep in the pool. We run a ton, and I mean a ton of energy every day. That energy is flowing. All right. And so it takes a lot. People don't realize. They think, it's so easy. You're just reading cards. Or, well, first of all, I don't need tools. You know, we can talk about tools a little bit more. What you guys might want or not want. I know I'm kind of meandering, which is really great. It's going all over the place, which I love, though. So what people don't seem to understand a lot is that, and how could you don't really know, is that, first of all, no matter what tools we're using, be it oracle cards, you guys see me use these on my lives because I'm running really fast and I'm trying to get through a lot of people, and it helps the energy pull in faster. But because we're so connected, it's kind of like, are we the 75 watt light bulb, or are we 1,000 watt light bulb? Well, I can tell you when I'm working, I'm probably 1,000 plus, because I'm connected, I'm open, I'm vibrating, I'm meeting them, I'm ascending to meet spirits so they can come and, meet me. But so what am I trying to say? The tools are exactly that. They're just a tool. So when somebody either uses tools or doesn't use a tool, it's still a lot of energy. We still have to interpret it. I mean, if somebody is truly psychic, there's receiving of psychic information and messages. Why do I say it that way? Okay, here we go, guys. Just a little tiny side thing here. Give me a second. I want to catch up on a couple of comments here, and then I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Can you comment on how being psychic affects your shadow work? Absolutely. Good question, Jen. I'm going to get to that in a couple minutes. That is one of the things that I do want to bring up. That's really important. So great question. Hey, Laura. Yeah, the energy has been, oh my gosh, guys, chaotic. Sage yourself, clear yourself. Oh, yes. People are being taken down left and right. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of healing going on. People are being forced into situations and places. Pardon me, I'm getting a little hand sanitizer. Because we're being forced to really move through our crap. Pardon my French, but yeah. So, okay, Laura. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I'm so happy that you're here to catch the live. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Marianne. Good to see you too. Kelly says, nothing, by the way, love, nothing's ever a silly question. Do you literally feel a vibration? I've just heard a voice or gotten a feeling, but not a vibration. So how would you know if a higher or lower vibration? Hey, Sherry. All right, Kelly, we're going to get to that in a few minutes. Let me go back up here. We had a few other things. And, yeah, how would you know? That's one of the things, too, that we can talk about some. All right. Remind me, Kelly, if I start to lose track of that question, please bring me back to a comment again. But give me, 5-10 minutes here or something. All right. You totally saged your apartment and yourself this week. That's good. Have your selenite out, guys. You got to keep this continual clearing crystal out there. Selenite. All right, so let me go back into the psychics and tools and things like that. And so, okay, so the reason I bring this up, guys, understand, please, that anybody, like many things, can call themselves a psychic. But the truth of being psychic is not necessarily looking at a card and just reading what's on it and that's your message. Yeah, you're tuned in, you're tapped in, you're pulling a card, spirit's guiding you. All right, we can go with that. But truly being psychic, when I get cards, you guys, a lot of you have seen how I read. I get a card, it's just a launching off point because I'm hearing, I'm receiving, whatever it is. The reason I talk about this just for a minute, and thank you for indulging me, is I do know that I have seen lots of people putting themselves out there as psychic. Just be aware for yourselves. I'm not judging anybody. I just want to make you aware. A true psychic can receive information psychically. When I say a true psychic, someone who really has developed their abilities. I'm not saying these people are not psychic. Someone who has developed can get, they don't actually, well, they get more than just what's right in front of them. Okay, I've seen people pull cards on lives and give that, say they're giving a reading and they just take the book out on the deck. You know, so just be aware for yourselves, because I got to tell you, some of us, my colleagues and I, sometimes go, really? People don't understand. They think that that's really what a psychic is, but it's not. That's someone just, they'll pull a card and they'll read what's on there. Someone who's psychic is tapping in and getting other information. I do not need any tools to read. I started out that way. I just open up and I receive information. All right. So just be aware for yourselves, because sometimes it's a little hard when you're the real deal. And I know a lot of real deals. There's a lot of good ones out there. I'd like to include myself in that. But there's a lot that are not. So be very, very aware. All right. Let's talk about, let's see here. Hi, Opal. Thank you for sharing it out. And thank you, Tony, for responding to Sherry for me. Thank you. I hope, Sherry, that you'll stay with us. Maybe you'll learn a little bit and have a good time with us. All right. So let me go back here. Shadow work. Let's talk about the shadow work. How does being psychic affect your shadow work? And by the way, I don't know if somebody just asked this, but it came across. I heard it, so let me answer it. Can I read for myself? Sometimes. So you got to remember, guys, I'm human just like you. I have my own desires and wishes and, you know, upsets and everything else. And when it's something that's so, sorry, I'm doing that with my pen again. Remember I did that last time. Ooh, sorry. And so just like everyone else, we have our desires and our wishes, and that can get in the way of us reading for ourselves because we're so emotionally invested that we can't separate ourselves out from actual information. And remember, lots of times when information's given, for me, lots of times it's extremely clear. I have no issue, but there are times we have to interpret it also. All right, and it's very easy when we're reading for ourselves, and it's something we really, really want, we're emotionally attached, to drop the message or the information that we're getting and interpret it into the box that we want it to fit into. Excuse me. Sometimes, absolutely, I can read for myself. I mean, Spirit constantly is communicating with me. I get messages, I get information, they're my business partners. I mean, we're in constant contact. But there are certain areas in my life that are near and dear to my heart that I can't read into. So that's a lot of how it works. And that's a piece, too, to keep in mind that as a psychic, I, for other people, have had to train and learn and work myself through my human side for others to not affect the reading. Because you guys, you know I have a big heart. I feel for people. I love. I have compassion. I feel a lot, and I care very, very much. And the work that I do is so important. And there's so many times I have had to learn how to, in some ways, how do I put this? detach from the psychic information. Because there are many times, well, maybe not many, but there are a lot of times I have to tell my clients something I know they don't want to hear. But you'll know, one thing you'll know when you get me and we do sessions, you know you're going to get the information I get. I will not make it up. I will not lie. I won't hit you over the head with, that's not who I am. All right? And so there are some times that my heart goes out because I know they want to hear something different, but I have to detach. I have to receive the information correctly. And I have to be able to detach from it so I can share it with my client in the most loving and compassionate way I can do that. Okay? And so I've had to learn how to detach. I am probably one of the most feeling, caring people you're going to meet. But in the readings that I do, I can be that, but I also have to take my human side out in some ways and keep my professional side there, because otherwise I'm doing a disservice to the work that I do and the client that's in front of me. One thing you know is you will always get the truth from me, because what Spirit tells me is what you're going to get. All right? So let's go back to the psychic, how it affects the shadow work. Let me look at a couple other comments here real quick. Divination, a psychic skill. Well, we're using a tool with divination. I know I'm jumping ahead, but I feel it's maybe a quick answer here. Usually with divination, we're using tools. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not a psychic skill, because remember, okay, cards. I'm going to use this deck because that deck only has like one card on one word on it. Okay, so these cards, this can be considered a divination tool, maybe. All right, so it depends on how you're using that divination tool, but usually, yes, it's a psychic skill, because it's for someone who's truly psychic. They're going to look at the card, maybe they will read it, but then they're going to connect and get additional or clarity or something. All right, so yes, I would say divination is a psychic skill. All right. Will, you were so funny. I'm becoming one of the Pointer Sisters with that pen. I love it, babe. Well, I love it too, babe. You are so funny, Will. You're right. I am becoming a Pointer Sister. Ooh. Oh, that was great. I loved it. All right. Oh, Marianne, thank you. Hi, Anna. How are you? Welcome. I'm glad you're joining us. All right. So let me go back to, thank you, Jen, for your patience in the roundabout way to get to your question finally. So can you comment on how being psychic affects your shadow work? All right. Interesting you bring that up, because that's one of the things that Tony and I talked a little bit before the live. As you know, Tony's my moderator, but she also is one of my besties, and just sharp. She's sharp. So I go to her, we have discussions business-wise and stuff. I love you, Tony. And we talked about kind of that piece, like, you know, the shadow work and what I have to do and so forth. So that came up. And so the truth of the matter is, and again, guys, I say this from my perspective and my belief, all right? To truly be thank you, sweetheart. I love you too. To truly be as connected as possible, as clear of a channel as possible to connect with spirit. There's a lot of our own junk to move through and heal. Because if we're carrying our own wounds, our own traumas, our own everything, we're not as clear of a channel. Now, it doesn't mean that we're not psychic, and it does not mean that we cannot, give a very good and accurate reading. I'm not saying that. But the more the shadow work that I do, and believe me, I have done a lot, guys. It has allowed me to ascend more. It has allowed me to vibrate at a higher frequency because I don't have as much toxicity and trauma and negativity weighing me down to Mother Earth. That energy is heavy energy. So it's not that we have to do the work. I chose to, and I've done a very, very deep dive. I am a survivor of multiple abuses. And in order to truly honor the work that I do and to help others and to truly, guys, create the life that I want, happy and joyous and love-filled. And, you know, I did the healing for me, but my work has truly, exceptionally benefited from it. I've ascended a lot. My abilities have gotten stronger. I am connecting with spirit in a different way that to me is stronger. I love what's happening. But yes, we have to truly, I believe, to truly do the work justice and be the best we can. There's a lot of our own stuff that we really is important to move through. And so being psychic, how does it affect it? You know, I think for me it was more of a push to do it because not only is it for my personal life, but my professional life, so I can present myself to my clients and be stronger for all of you. And also I've walked a lot of the path. I know the tools and the pathways to healing. And if you have ever heard, heal or heal thyself, oh yes. That makes us stronger. That makes us more capable of ascending. All right? Because look, as individuals, as human beings, we're all here to grow and learn and ascend, right? It's the evolution of our soul to learn more and to grow. But, you know, we also have the twofold as individuals, but also as a psychic. It's not only kind of, you know, it's a lot of, I'm dedicated to the work, you know, and so I'm dedicated to what it takes to be the best I can be. And so, yes, shadow work is very, very important to do. I hope it helps with the explanation. Let me see something here. Kelly, we are going to get back to your question, sweetheart. Hang tight. But I do see that somebody asked about, I think that was you. What is the definition of shadow work? For someone that's not psychic. All right. Is not physic? Teasing. No, you missed the letter, Will. I'm just teasing. I'm in a mood tonight. Sorry. Don't mind me. All right. I'm a little sassy tonight. All right. What is the definition? Okay. So I'm going to give you what I believe the definition of it is. I'm not saying this is the book definition or anything. You know, shadow work for anyone is digging into those dark crevices, those dark sides, the trauma, the things that you have, I heard the word endured and experienced. That is the dark side. Those are the things that maybe we have put in the shadows that are hurtful, that are painful. And it may just be things about ourselves that we've kind of went, oh, I don't know if I want to look at that. That's the shadow work. It's digging into the stuff that maybe we put aside because it's tough stuff and maybe it's in the, you know, the dark side of things. But it's not truly, we have to remember, it's not really dark. Darkness seems to indicate, you know, or connotate bad, like we're afraid of the dark, or it doesn't have to be that way. It just means we're gonna raise the lid of the box and let some light illuminate what's been hiding out in that dark box for a while. And whatever you do, if anybody decides they're going to deep dive into their shadow work, you know, just have a lot of love and compassion. And look, guys, all these things I talk about with you tonight, I offer to help you one-on-one in private sessions. We have that capability. I offer transformational coaching. As you guys know, I've been starting to talk about that. I am very much a psychic. A lot of my psychic work has been in the realm of transformational coaching. I'm just kind of, I'm shifting that way more and more. So my psychic work will always be there, and it is part of my transformational coaching. But what's happening is, instead of being psychic with transformational coaching, I'm more becoming a transformational coach who is also psychic and does things in the psychic realm. So look into my website, ElyseAnnPsychic.com. Check out the packages I have. If it's not, if it's not exactly what you're looking for, I am working on developing some other things. Reach out to me. I've had clients reach out to me, and we've come up with programs, and we've done things that we need to do to accommodate you. I love, love, love to help you work through this stuff, get you to a place. Look, guys, do you think I've always had this big smile on my face? Do you think my life is just so swimmingly perfect in my personal life? Oh, heck no, just ask Tony. Don't you dare say a word, Tony. Anyhow, but I still walk around 90% of the time. I have a smile on my face, and I have a lot of joy and happiness, and that's because I've done the shadow work. That's because I've immersed myself and done the work. I've been able to guide myself a lot in it, and yes, I turn to some of my friends. But that's what I'm here for you. If you want someone to help you with that, guide you through it, give you a very safe environment, let's talk, let's work together. I also have Psychic on Call program. Check it out on my website too. It's a program where you can have me on call. Typically reply within 24 hours. That's really what it stands for. And you can have me for the month, every month. You can buy an annual buy-in. You can buy it monthly. So check that out. All right. So let me see. Laura, I'll get to that in a minute. Hi, Penny. Did you give readings too? Sherry, I'm not sure, sweetheart, what you're asking. Sorry, I'm not understanding. Okay, Rule says, thanks, that helps. I thought that's what it meant. I need to do some of that for me to heal and grow more. I appreciate your guidance. You're welcome, sweetheart. Hey, Dale. Hi, honey. How are you? All right. Oh, Laura, that's very sweet of you to say. Thank you, sweetheart. You're wonderful too, honey. All right, let me go back up here. Laura, we're going to get to that. I wrote Kelly had a question up here. Let me go back up here, guys. Let me find it. Here we go. Where did it go? Okay. Okay, Kelly says, do you literally feel a vibration? I've just heard a voice or gotten a feeling, but not a vibration. So how would I know if a higher or lower being? Awesome. All right. Sherry, sweetheart, we're not doing readings tonight. Those are on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Arizona time. All right. Next week, I think we're going to be the same as Mountain Standard Time. Tonight, we're talking about the truth behind being a psychic. So that's what we're doing this evening. All right. Do I literally feel a vibration? I have. I absolutely feel energy, and that is vibration. I mean, that's me all the time. I'm an empath. I'm psychic. I have clairsentience. That's feeling throughout my body. I mean, I have all the clairs. I do receive my information from all 6 clairs, but I get the feeling clair too, besides just being an empath. So yeah, I do feel vibration. I do feel energy. I pick up on energy all the time, even in my waking hours when I'm not working. That's because I'm just very tuned in, very plugged. It is who I am. All right, sorry. That's okay, Sherry. Thank you, sweetheart. It's okay. I just want to make sure you understood, sweetheart. Thank you. So, how would you know if it's a higher or lower being? Awesome, awesome question. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute here. So, hold on a second. Let me just take this. And I missed a little bit. I don't know if you saw that, because I started pouring it before I finished my sentence. Excuse me, guys. All right, there we go. I didn't spill this time. All right. Well, first of all, that's part of why it's so important to connect with the higher vibrational beings. And you can just, all of you. I mean, this is just a very simplistic tool. I have all kinds of tools. And again, these can all come out in private sessions. We can work together and cater it to you and what works best for you. But as a general rule, I would definitely talk to your own spirit team and say only the highest, I want to connect with only the highest vibrational beings. Call on Archangel Michael, all right, to shield you also. All right. But how can you really tell? One of the ways I teach to tell whether it's a lower, lower or higher vibrational being is if you get a sense of energy, take that sense, take that, the energy that you're kind of feeling, and take that feeling and put it into either your heart center, your gut, or both. Excuse me. And sense how it feels. Do not ask yourself, how does this feel to me? Because then you're in your mind and your ego is going to step in. And ego is always fear-based. You want to put it into your heart center, or like I said, your gut, your core, and feel how it feels, and you will know. If you are ever unsure or feel incapable of doing that, the go-to is you call Archangel Michael in. And the way you can, don't be worried, oh gosh, am I going to get rid of good energy? The way you can work with it with Archangel Michael is just ask him to clear any negative energy that does not belong. You can do it that way. There are a lot of other tools too that we can work with. So that is one way of working with it. But really it's about sensing, not going in your head and getting fearful from the human mind ego place. Because I have to tell you guys, and look, I'm not saying you're going to have these kind of experiences. All right, here we go. So the truth behind being a psychic and truly training and truly getting into the energy and truly understanding what you're working with is opening up to the energies. And I have done that. I did it a lot of years ago. And boy, did I have some experiences. Oh, yeah. So, woo, yeah, some were fine. And others were like, oh, boy. And then I'm downplaying it. Okay, so... But remember, some of the experiences I had may have been scary to the human side of things because it might have been jarring or jolting, but when I stopped to check the energy and sense the feeling of it, some of that energy was really just fine. It was just the way it let itself be known. So look, it can be a fine line, and if you're unsure, you can always turn to Archangel Michael. But this is also why when we talk about energy, and we talk about psychic, and we talk about doing readings, and we talk about all of that, when people use the word, and I know it's very ingrained and very much habit, all right? I'm going to play with my cards. I have to be honest, guys, that word makes me cringe in this context. Because to me, all of this, it's not a plaything, guys. This is serious business. And I'm not saying that to get you all wigged out. That's not what it's about. I'm saying this, being informed is being empowered, all right? So that's why this is so important. That's why a lot of people can be out there saying they are who they are, or that they're psychic, and I'm not saying they're not, but there are a lot that claim to be that truly, I'm sorry to say, are not, or they may be, but they may not be clear, they may not be connecting the highest vibrations. I have run into a lot of psychics personally that have maybe given me little readings or what have we, and you can usually tell by the words that are coming out of their mouth, like what you're hearing, that's what I meant, what you're hearing, and how it's being worded to you is a big, big indicator also. If you notice, I am very, very positive in the majority. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there are occasional times maybe it might come out negatively, but I think 98, 99% of the time I'm very positive in my delivery. Because to me, this space of being a psychic is all about love. And I walk the spiritual path. I not only talk the talk, I walk the walk to the best of my ability. Am I perfect? Far from it. Don't ever... Don't ever connect to a psychic who puts themselves out there as all that in a bag of chips, or they're a guru. Guys, you never want to do that to yourself, because free will, free choice has got to play into this. No psychic should ever be telling you exactly what to do and leading you by the nose. To me, that's not the way this works. If that makes sense. All right. enough of that. I'm going to move on to, there was another, okay. Hey, Danny, how are you? Hello, Robert. Welcome. I'm glad you're joining us. You're welcome, Kelly. You're welcome for the explanation. Let me go up here. Laura says, I'm wondering if you've ever struggled with the thinking, who am I to be great? I think this is one of my fears. All right, Laura. If I am understanding what you're asking, I'd like to address, the part about struggling with the thinking, who am I to be great? Now, if I'm understanding where you're going with this question, are you equating the fact that being psychic is being great? Because I don't identify with it that way. Thank you, Will. I think that's probably Will. Is that Will saying that? 99.9% positive delivery. Awesome. Thank you for that confirmation. Because guys, when I give the information, I'm going, and most of the time I don't know what's coming out of my mouth because I am channeling big time most of the time. Okay. Anyhow, okay. So let me go back up here. Sorry, I lost you here for a moment. Where did you go? Okay. So this is where the truth behind being psychic also plays into everything. When you talk about who am I to be great, the way I see that is very much ego. And I'm not picking on you, Laura. I'm not pointing the finger at you because I've seen this with a lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but I've seen it in this industry. When someone starts stepping into ego, I see it get all messed up in their business. I see them change. I see them not so much as authentic because they're in here. They're in their mind. That's ego-based. That is not connection with spirit. Connection with spirit has no ego. And so I don't sit here saying, gee, I'm psychic. Look at me. Look at how great I am. That is never the way I want it to ever be delivered, thought of, or even, I don't have a microcosm of that in me. So please, no, I never, no, I'm just like you guys. I really am. I'm not better than anybody. I'm not greater than, no, I'm just Elyse. I'm Elyse Ann Psychic, but I'm Elyse, you know? So that is, that is one of the things for me. I know personally that has been one of the things I have really focused on. I always make sure that ego doesn't come into play because it does mess up. It messes up information. It messes up a lot of stuff. So being psychic, oh, am I still pointing? Oh, Will. Oh, you were so fun. Well, next time I read for you, I'm going to hold this pen the whole time. Our next private session, you watch out. I'm going to have a pen in each hand. I'm just kidding. My God. It's because I'm using it. I guess it helps me think. I don't know. Anyhow, hello, Leanne. Welcome. All right, so let me go back in here. Oh, my gosh. So Laura, it's really staying out of ego, and it's for everybody. Stay out of the ego on this, because it does, it messes it up, and quite frankly, when I have seen psychics truly go into ego, I have seen the quality of their readings go down. And I'm talking over the years. These are people I've known for years and so forth. And yeah, and it's sad to me because I know that they're really, really good. But when we start to think that we're good, or, oh, look at me, that's when it starts messing. And I won't go there. So, it is a personal choice. It is something from the human side where we can slip into the ego quite, I guess, easily, if you will. But it's really important when we do this work. Now, look, guys, I'm talking about professionally from that aspect. I know tonight we've talked about for yourselves, but, we're focusing on the truth behind being a psychic. And there's a lot to it. I know that people, this is another thing. I have people sometimes that will contact me, reach out to me with the objective of me dropping everything in that exact moment, right there and then, and giving them a reading. Now, I have clients who contact me in crisis. Absolutely. I will pretty well drop things and, absolutely I'm there for my clients that way. You have a crisis, I'm going to make myself available as soon as possible. But what I'm saying is people don't realize it's not about at the drop of the hat. Am I connected? Oh, yes. Do my friends... there are times I look at my friends, you can even ask Tony, things will come out of my mouth and I'm like, oh, listen to that. Wow. And it's just a regular conversation. Because yes, I'm very tuned in. But at the same time, that's a little different. My funnel is a little different directly with spirit than when I'm out there in a bigger way reading for people. And all of this prep work, all of this protection, I need to absolutely do for myself. Because guess what? It's kind of like what? What's a good analogy? Again, I'm running so much energy. I'm opening up to so much more energy as I open up to reading for someone else, even more so than the connection I have for myself. Because that is a very much a protected, shielded sheath almost, or a funnel. That's the way I'm being shown right now. Spirit's giving me this information right now, so welcome to it with me. But when we read for people, it's almost like, okay, so we're in a house, and when we're connected ourselves, the front door is open. But when we're reading for someone else, every window, every door, everything possible is open. I guess that's an analogy for it. So it's so important for us as psychics, because we can really screw ourselves up. Way back when I was really training, we're talking before I was doing this professionally, so 20 plus years ago, when I was really digging in. I've always been psychic, but I was like, okay, maybe I do this for my living. And there was one day I opened up to the energy. I said, okay, let's go. And I ended up had my, because it was so overwhelming for my physical body that I literally got off center. Like energetically, I was leaning. And it was just so messed up. I just didn't have my equilibrium. It was just energetically and a little bit physical. I actually ended up getting an ear coning to clear out that energy. So you got to know what you're doing too. And that's why, look, it's not, again, it's about giving you information to empower yourself when you want to open up to it some too. Always make sure you're setting something up with your spirit team and Archangel Michael. Okay, so Jen says maybe like cooking for your family and friends versus having to deal with the health department in public. Yeah, I guess you could say that, Jen. Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy. It's when I am connected with spirit, I know it's a very protected tunnel when it's just me with them. When I'm in work mode, I know it's very protected also. But again, yeah, it's like, is it just small or is it ripped wide open and here we go, right? It's windy outside. Do we have just one little door open and the wind's coming through there? Or is every single window and door open and everything's blowing through the house, right? So yeah, it is quite a bit like that. So yes, thank you. All right. So anybody have any comments or questions left that they'd like me to maybe quickly cover tonight? I'm kind of going to look at my my notes that I had here. Let's see. I think, Tony, was there anything else that you and I talked about that maybe I didn't cover? If Tony's still here, it may be a little late for her. It starts to get a little late for her. All right, guys. Does anybody else have a question or a comment or anything? I think we barreled through a lot tonight. I would just love to take a couple minutes here. I think you guys have heard me. I got a lot going on, guys. I am so excited. I can't wait to tell all of you all about this. I can't wait to get it all put together. My website. Okay, Tony, thank you, sweetheart. My website, my newsletter. Make sure you're signed up for my newsletter. Go to ElyseAnnPsychic.com. That's going to go out tomorrow morning. Sorry, I'm a few days behind. I've had a lot of projects I'm managing, and some of them are about ready to drop and be launched out there. So some of it is on my website now. I have a program called Psychic on Call. Go read up about it. You can have me on call during the month. I offer it per month. I also offer an annual buy-in on that. Go check it out. And there's all kinds of things about ready to drop. I know a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, I think it was, we talked about how to develop your own interpersonal relationship with your spirit team. That's going to be dropping soon. I'm still working on, guys, I have about more than that, 6 big projects right now in the works, all kinds of things I'm working on. So I'm a little like, it's all out there. It's all going to drop real soon. Some of it's coming in the next, week or so, and some of it's still going to continue to be unveiled. There's still things in the pipeline that I'm very, very excited about. Don't forget though, guys, psychic readings are great. Let's talk about how to really transform your life. You guys are working hard to make it all happen. Let's work one-on-one. Let's get you on a program, monthly program. Let's dig deep. Let's work on what is in your way. I have done it for myself personally. This is all the journey I've been on, guys. And now you know, and even when my life is in tatters, falling apart around me in my personal world, I pretty much am happy overall. About 95% of the time. I have a big, maybe even more. Because it's a lot of what I've healed and moved through. I don't have a lot of, as much that I'm hitting up against. All right, so you too can do it. I would love and be very honored to help you with that. All right. So Tony says, I know that working with you has helped me open my abilities and that your coaching and guidance has been a huge help. Thank you, Tony, sweetheart. Tony and I work together too, and it's very interesting. Let's talk about that for a minute. Tony and I are besties, but I can still read for her. And not a lot of psychics can read for people that they love. Can't read for their family. They can't read for their besties. They can't read for their partners. I am a bit unique. I'm not saying I'm the only one. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of people can't because of the emotional connection and attachment. That's what I was talking about earlier for myself. It's the same thing with our loved ones, our besties, the one that we hold closest to our hearts. However, that's where learning, if you can, there are a lot of psychics that just cannot disconnect themselves. It doesn't mean they're not good. It just means to be aware for yourself when possibly they're stepping in and putting their own selves in the middle of a reading for you. I can tell 99.9 tenths of the time for myself. It happens so rarely, but I will catch it and I will let my client know. Might have been a little me there. I'm not sure. Happens. Well, I don't know, twice a year maybe. But you have to pay attention to all of that. All right. So thank you, Tony. Yeah, I can still read for my besties. There might be an area or two. I have one bestie that we've hit a glitch in one area. I just can't seem to break through for her. But that's when I call in my backups, my other comrades, and one of them may help me out with it. So, okay, how to tell, let's close out. Oh, we're in the last few minutes. Let me see. How to tell from non-physical from higher dimensions. Jen, I'm not sure I completely understand the question. Love, I'm wondering if we can save it for next time. Because I think it might be a little bit more involved in the last few, 2 minutes that we have, sweetheart. Oh, Will, thank you. You're agreeing to what Tony said. Thank you. We still can do a deeper dive, guys. We can dive deep and just shovel out all that stuff. Oh, yeah, what's on the other side is just beautiful. All right, it also helps with your manifestation. Oh, yeah, guys. Don't forget, we got a new Money Manifesting Mastery 10-week course going to launch the beginning of next year. Let's talk about that, too. It's going to get blasted out there. I'm working on it, guys. Hang tight on all of it. All right. If there's a topic you want me to cover in the future, of course, let me know. I want to say to each and every one of you, I'm so glad you were with me this evening. I just love the interaction. I love the support. Anything and everything you can do to support me in my journey and my building of my business is greatly appreciated. Share me with your friends, your family. Encourage them to have readings with me. Leave me a review on Google. Follow and like my page. Share my page out. Everything and anything, you guys. Let them know about my website. Have them sign up for my newsletter. I want to be here to continue to do this work. It is building. It is growing. I am so excited seeing what's coming for me. And ultimately for all of you that I can share it with. And so, very cool. Oops, I just got I don't know if you saw that pop up. I didn't realize I hadn't plugged my laptop in, and it was telling me the battery's low. So, just plugged it in. Hopefully, yep, there it goes. All right, guys. That was my face. I was like, ooh, what was that? And it was just the battery. So, all right, guys. To each and every one of you, as always, thank you for being here this evening. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, morning, or afternoon, depending upon where you are in the world. Sending you much love, many blessings, much gratitude. I love y'all. Till we see each other again. Take good care. Bye, guys.